Right guys, update. Get the bike in just in case this is an opening shot and I can stick a little episode up down there and a racing's over there. You get it now, don't you? I don't even think it's actually doing anything. It's not added any more views to it by sticking a little bit of fancy letters here and there. Sometimes they do better when it's not got no writing on anyway. Anyway, that's yeah, YouTube politics. This is done. It's not done, but it's done. Ready to whip it all off. So I've had everything on. It's all tacked on. We've got all the brackets on. All the gaps are good. I wasn't expecting all the gaps to be good. I thought I was going to have to put some dents in it somewhere, but it's just pulled itself into a good place. Yeah, it's looking fine. So I'm just going to give you a quick tour at bike. Have a look at it. I've got a few other last little bits to do. Baffles are in. Baffles are done. When you put them in, because the baffles, because the megaphones are tapered, aren't they? If you make a dish to go inside there, you could make a cone-shaped band, but it'd have like a 1 degree taper on it. It won't be worth doing. Especially not having to work it out here in workshop. It's just not worth working it out. So just got a straight band. Obviously, then I've got to make the straight band to the smaller diameter. So then when you drop them baffles in, there's a big gap round them. So what I've been doing this morning, is just getting them out and just tapping around the edge of them. Just tap around the edge, get it to stretch a little bit, and it just puts a flare on end of it. And that's just took up the last little bit of gap, and it'll also help. It'll help when you try and pull them out. If it's tapered on end, all you need to do is wiggle it a little bit, and the taper will pop it out, kind of, and it really slack behind it then in it. So all you need to do is just get it just to wiggle, and it should just come out on its own. So I've done that. That's what I've been doing. Baffles are in, but I just need to take it all out, put the 2 screw holes in it. That's always a nightmare. It's a nightmare now because I've flipping welded megas onto the pipes, haven't I? So right, should I spin it round? Let's spin it round and have a look at this beast. It's looking good. We were going to put reverse cones on it, but I told him it's like reverse cones are a pain. If you want it silenced, it's pretty much better off just welding in the baffles then and having reverse cones. If you want to unsilencing it, then you've got to weld the reverse cone to the baffle, I think. So then you pull it all out in one, the reverse cone and the baffle, but then you don't have no reverse cone again. So he just decided to scrap them, just ignore it, yeah, forget about the reverse cones. I showed him Benelli. Benelli looks mint without reverse cones. Everybody wants reverse cones because they think that's the racing cafe race away, but sometimes it's not like you have all your early 1930s racers, a lot of them don't have reverse cones on them and they just look nice, like them little rolled edge megas. Anybody want any of them? Because I've still got them, I've not stuck them on eBay yet, and I've put them on Facebook, no one interested at all. Them. They're always open. Triumphs, Rudges, Nortons, and they just look nice. Proper trumpet. So yeah, they're perfect. They're proper perfect then. For a Triumph. Yeah, not one person has asked for them, so just stick them on eBay now and see if. Oh, it's annoying that when I'm trying to do my videos. I'm like, oh, I'm missing one, and it's not. It's just a photograph in the middle. So I might put in 3079, and then I'm going to throw in 3080 the next video, and it's not. It's a photograph. So then I have to skip one. Yeah, obviously, find 3081, stick that in, glue them together, stick them words either end. Done. I had a friend message me yesterday saying, because I put up a picture of workshop outside. And he was like, you just want to rope it all off and stop people from parking outside. And I was like, how do you know that I've had problems with parking? Apparently I've uploaded a video where I've been ranting about, I do remember ranting about parking, but I didn't think I was going to upload it. I thought I might trim that out. But I don't even look at it, I don't edit them, so I just flip it. I might edit the first bit off if I'm just stood there like, might edit that bit out until I get to the point where I'm like update, and I might edit a little bit out off the end where they cross over and stuff. I might just look at the end, look start end, sign, trim them a little tiny bit, glue them together, stick some words over my arse if my arse is out. That's it. That's the only bit of editing I'm doing. I'm just looking for builders' bums, and that's it. Right, let's spin it around. Let's have a look. Right, start at the front. We've had a look at the. I took another photograph, right. Yeah, front's not changed, gaps are all the same, still looks lovely. They're nice and tight on, really. What I've done since, if you've not seen, or if we've not covered it, It's been a few days now, I think. World's gone to pot on it since then. It's just all gone to pot. Not in here, it's still going half alright in here, but yeah, outside in big old world, it's gone to pot. This bracket, made these, I made so many of them, just trying to get that distance bang on right, and then that little return lip bang on right were hard. First ones I did, they were touching that pipe below, so you obviously need a gap underneath that, and the idea with that is to try and keep it looking like that, where you can't see much of it. You can't see that bracket unless you're there. So we're always trying to look for a nice side profile, really, so that when I take a photograph of it, or when customer takes a photograph of it, he's going to be in a field, he's going to be down on his knees, because bikes look well good when you're just a little bit lower. If you're up there, that's where most people take photographs, when you're just walking around streets. They just don't quite look right, but if you can get them square, yeah, you get in full view of bike, so then I don't brackets. So yeah, I've got that on there. Another nightmare I had was trying to get that flipping engine bolt out. Well, not get the engine bolt out, get the nut off it. Everyone will have had these problems. So under this one, it were nice and free on this side. Other side's all jammed up. And you just can't do nothing about it, because you need this one locked up to undo the other side. All you can do is just take this one off. I couldn't get the other side off. So what I've had to do is I've found the nut in my box, split it in half with my grinder, and then I've double nutted them so I can lock this side up, take the other side off, and then I can free this side off, because you can put a spanner on either one of them, can't you, and just free it off. So that's staying on for now. I've still got his original one there, but it's probably easier if he just keeps that, and it's a nice neat looking thing, is that double nut. I actually like them when they've been trimmed down nuts, they look nice. So that's that bit done. So that's this top pipe fastened on, and it comes all the way up here. This is a little bracket here that's joining the two together then. So that's keeping this 3mm gap, and that 3mm gap now is tight. You couldn't get that out of there unless I have to wiggle it out. And that's the same on the other side. And we had a bit of gap issues, but they're both tight now. Mainly because this has pulled it together. So I put my welding clamp on here, like that, pin them together, and then welded this bracket to the back, or tacked it on so far. So you just got that little strap joining them two together. They're a bit of a pain, because you have to remember which way you're going to take off the pipes and put the pipes on. So I've decided we're going to take the top pipe off first. So this bracket will come away, leaving that one there. So this bracket needs to be on this side, that one needs to be on the back side. If you do them the other way around, it's a bit of a nightmare to fit them. And then you can see behind that I've got this long bracket, and that long bracket then is just tying the bottom pipe, because we've tied the top pipe to frame there, comes across, then we tied that one down to this one, and then that one's tied back to there. That bracket's not the best bracket. It's not the best looking bracket in the world, but it does work, and it is very subtle. So what I've tried doing with that one, customer wanted me to do, but I also suggested it. Follow that line at swing arm with it. Follow the line at swing arm with it, so it just blends in. If he sprays that black, then you barely notice that that's there. We've run it off the back of the peg. I've bent it there so it still follows swing arm a bit. It's actually had to flare away from it. That's just the only way I could get it to touch over here. So my plan was to come off there, bend it, follow the swing arm again, get to there, bend it back straight again, so it just follows the line of the swing arm. But it's just running off a little tiny bit, but it still looks neat. And then I've put two tacks down there with MIG welder, which were well hard to get to. Main problem is when I'm up here, I'm tall, my mask is hitting that, so I'm just seeing that and sticking my welder down here, I can't physically get my head in here because my head's too big. I've got an extra like that. That's as much as I could see of that weld when I welded it. You're actually closer to that than I am, so it's just a case of like guessing. And we're just I was literally there. I couldn't get my head in that far, so bit of a tricky tack. Then in end, so that's repeated on both sides. So come round here, got the same long bracket, following swing arm. Got the little tie bar down between the two, and then we've got our little L bracket there, fastening them on. And then these are obviously bolted up tight at the front, so as long as they get all them bolted up tight, really tight, these won't move. Well, they won't move already. That's trying to pivot around that one. So that one I've had a little bit of a waggle on back of it. It did before I put that tie bracket on. Well, then that's tying that down to there, and this one's tied at the end. So in a way, the top bracket that's only held in the middle is actually held at the end, And this bottom bracket that's actually held in the middle is inadvertently tied in the middle by going up there, across back down to there, and you just got to try and bolt it all together. Yeah, stop it from waggling. That little tie bracket on the end there is just to keep the gap, but also to join that bracket indirectly to that bracket there. If you get what I'm saying. So yeah, what I need to do now, whip it all off, which gives me an idea of how it's going to come off and go on, because I've never done it before with the brackets on, because this is the first time it's ever had brackets on. And then once I've got it off, I can have a mess about with these. These are the baffles. Let's see if I can get one out with a thumb. Here we go, they're coming, it's coming. That's because it's just got past that bit where I've tapered out the edge. I've just made them up there, they're exactly the same in Benelli. Let me have a think about what I'm going to tell you about them. So what I've done with that is I've rolled a band, got the band to fit inside there, just on the edge. No, you can see it on the bottom one. Make a pie tin. So it's worked out that band so it's right. Then made a dish to fit the back of that band, because it's really hard to measure inside there, what, an inch in. It's hard to suss that out. So you just make the band first, then weld that disc to the band, and then I've made this baffle piece here, which has just been, it's been a rectangular sheet metal. I've punched these holes in it, which are like 11mm holes, I think. And then the centre I've used, when I've punched the hole out the centre of this, that made that washer at the top. So then I just weld that back onto the top there using the same centre as what I've chomped out of that. And it's not going to be restrictive at all. That hole there is massive, and then it's got these other holes. It just break up the sound wave though. So we're not trying to restrict it, we're just trying to break up the sound wave into smaller sound waves. I think that's the idea. So that's in there, we're going to wang that back in there. I've marked them up, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, L1, that one's L2, left 1, left 2, and then the other ones are marked up R1, R2. They're on the top, so that gives you a good idea where that needs to go. So you put the L1 in at the top like that, and it should just fit snugly in. And then now I've marked them as well, because I always forget this bit. So I've marked it there. That's roughly where I'm going to want to put the screw hole in for that. I do that so when you're here, you can't see it. It's just tipped over the crescent of it. It's just over the back side of that, over the crest. So you can't see it from the side profile. And then the other one will be bang on opposite that. So I've marked a dot here somewhere. I don't know if I can see that or if you can see that. It's there though. I've just marked a dot there. And they're not accurate at all, but it's just to remind me that I want to put it on the back side there and on the front side there. And then what I'll do is, you see this one down here, that's a bit harder to get to. So on the Benelli, I could put them in while they were still, the back parts were on the bike. So that hole wants to be about there, that second hole, not the first hole. So I can get a screw in. I mark that from the centre round, measure it, do the same on this one. Then so I'm going to go from the seam on the top there to that hole, and then I'm going to go from the seam on the bottom round to that hole. That's roughly right. If you can't get to them when they're on, it's just that's the way it's worked out. But I've guesstimated that I'm going to need one there, one there, one there, one there. So I've just marked them on with dots just to give me a rough idea, and then I'm going to have to remeasure it all out. So this one's got same. Not accurate at all. It's too far this way. It needs to be in the middle of them two. But yeah, that just gives me an idea what side I'm going on, that side. Yeah, and then I will, once we weld the brackets on so they're all in the right place, we'll get these under drill all the way through, with like a 7mm bit or something. And then we're going to drop little 6mm domed heads through there with a little nut on the back of it, and then I'll just braze the nut on. They're not the prettiest things because you can see the nuts. The only other alternative was to put this band on the back side of that, and then it just all gets a little bit more trickier. So yeah, we're just going to put a nut in there, and nut in there. Try and make them as neat as we can. That'll be the last job I do that, I think. So yeah, so time to whip them off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a brew, I think. I'm going to have a bit dry mouth then when we're doing that. A bit, going to have a brew. Ciggy. Let's have a brew and a ciggy. And then I might put you on a tripod. You never know, you might get lucky. Put you on a tripod and just see what they're like when we take these off. I know they're really boring. I don't know if the talking's boring or if Me taking pipes off bikes is boring. To me, it's boring. Like, I get excited because it's nearly finished, but taking them off and putting them on again, just boring. I'd rather just go, yeah, let's have a look at it now. At the end, when it's done, hey, looks mint. So, yeah, I'll get a tripod out, but yeah, we're going to have a break first, chill out. There was a little bit of parking wars today because one of the other neighbours come down and she tried parking down on the private land at the end and she got told to move it. Don't know why she did. I would have let her park outside workshop for what it was. I've got no vans coming today. I've not bothered. If you put 100 cars down here, if I've got no vans coming, I've got a van coming, it's going to get stressful. But we're not going to have a van coming until this is finished. And the Perilla. We're going to try and get Perilla done this week. So after I tacked them brackets on last night, I don't know where they've gone. I got this one out. These are going to be my brackets for bag rack. I need to bend some of them up and then I need to graft them onto his bag rack. This one worked perfectly fine, so I got my pattern out again and I've drawn round another 3 of them last night before I went home. They need to drill because I were going to drill them earlier on and then I got sidetracked, got distracted by something else and decided just to start tacking them on. So I've got these are all flat patterned. So I need to drill an hole in the middle of them and then I need to nibble them black lines out with my snips and then I can fold up the corners and I'll have 4 of them. Basically, it's going to have to finish this Honda. I think we're going to crack on with Honda now because I think Jonathan won't be down till Friday for that. But Friday, when he comes down for that Perilla, I want us to just say, right, it's ready to go now. Pick it up, take it, get me paid, get me bird. That's the bag rack. Come back into the line. And the brackets are going to fit underneath them slots somewhere. There's going to be a corner either side of it, kind of thing. So I need to get that back on the bike, measure it, trim it, weld it, grind all this snotty green paint off. Literally snot coloured green paint. Yeah, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to go with a brew fag, whip all these pipes off there, braze around the brackets, sort out the baffles. This one will be finished then, won't it? I'll put it all back on while it's on ramp. Drop the ramp down. Obviously move the Perilla out the way so I can drop the ramp down. I'd be excited to say I could possibly do that today, but you know when you do that, you probably do it with your gardens and your decorating and whatever else you're doing and whatever jobs you're doing out there in the real world. You think, take 5 minutes that, and then still there at the end of the day, aren't you, thinking, bloody hell, that 5-minute job, like a 5-hour job. Just in your head, it seems simple, doesn't it? It just seems like, yeah, bish, bash, bosh, done. Off the bench you go, and then you just get to the next problem. You're like, my God, I've been stuck on this for about an hour now. So that's the plan. Hopefully we can get majority of this done today. But don't rush it because I could easily muck up them mold positions on them baffles and drill holes in the wrong place on that, and I am screwed. So they're going to take a little bit of thinking, a little bit of smoking, a little bit of brew time, and just thinking, just calm, breathe and breathe. So yeah, I'm not even looking at you anymore. I've got a plan. Right, I'm gonna go and have a brew. We're gonna come back, get the tripod out. We'll have a bit of a look. I'll move some stuff around. I'll be back soon. Hit a bit. Right, guys, I'm back. You know how I said I was gonna die a little bit. Tripod out. Let's get tripod out. What I was about to say was, do you know how I said I've got a tripod? You know, I said that I'd only take 5 minutes. We come to a problem straight away. A couple of problems I didn't think about, but these happen. I can tell you the worst case scenario I've ever had is I built an high level exhaust pipe on a bike. So I think it was one of them Sealy G50 race bikes. I run the pipe through the frame, back out the other side, welded it up, didn't think about how we were going to take it off, went to take it off. I welded at both ends, and I know a lie. Oh yeah, that won't come back out the frame. It does look like it'd run through the frame when you're putting it on the bike, because you put it front half on and then you put it back half on. And I welded it thinking that'll come back out, but then it might be like you put a bracket on and the bracket will stop the twist and you just can't get it out. I had to chop it with a grinder, and that's a nightmare when you need to get a grinder into the middle of the bike. Messy job. So I did that and then I split it, and every single one I've done since then, they've been split. Same problem with this, same problem. So I was about to whip them off and I thought, Benjamin. Let's have a look. I've had to shorten down an Allen key. That's one solution. So the first problem was when I went about these earlier on, these back brackets. I even agreed this with customer. We're going to put that bang on opposite that, so I could get them lined up on both sides. I should have gone halfway between that shocker stud and the end, mainly because then you've got a big massive gap here to put a big massive Allen key in. What I decided to do, go bang on opposite that and look at the gap from top. Annoying. So let's try and find my big Allen key. My big Allen key would not fit in there at all. Now I'll just show you a little one. Good job, I've got loads. I think everyone has. So like that there, they're like a 5mm Allen key or something, the number 5. Boxes full of them. Mainly because when you buy something from like IKEA or you buy a new push bike or anything, they'll throw one of these in because it's the most standard size Allen key head in it, that. So I just got one of the cheaper ones out, you know they're cheaper because they've rounded off on end, and I've just chopped it in half. That was stuck outside there. It might fit in because it was only a small one, but the big one I have, the proper one, the good one, the expensive, will not fit in there. So I've just sawn that one down, and that were what I had to play with. It was still tight, like that, still tight with that one sawn down. But yeah, I managed to get it up to a point where it's slack, and then I wound it out with my fingers because obviously it won't wind out all the way out with this. So that 1 error I've made. I don't know whether I can leave them fastened together and take the full pipes off in one go, but I've got a solution. He's just going to need one of these when he probably already has one of these. I think I have quite a lot of me. I have 1 or 2, I should say, Allen keys that have already been cut down like that, just for tight spaces. So I thought, yeah, oh, nice one, sorted that. So what I've done, I've whipped all the side off. All the sides on floor. So I did that, took top pipe off first because that were the Allen key one. Then I come round to this. So I managed to get it out onto the side. But that bolt would go in. When this piece of flat bar was just a piece of flat bar, I could put it in at an angle and just flick that bolt in. But now because this flat bar's fixed in place, there's no way I can't get it. It's got to come upwards. It's got to come upwards, that flat bar's got it. Can only come out one way, mainly because there's not enough room on front pipe neither. Remember that's that pipe, so it's the bottom pipe, which is the inside pipe. And I've only got that little tiny gap between here and frame. So it's not possible to come forwards with it that much. And if I come forward with it, it's only going that way, so that don't work, does it? And it can't go back. I can't come out backwards with it because backwards just pushing that pipe into Edmore, so that's fixed. That it can't go backwards. So the only way I can do it is you've got to tilt that back end up, which drops that front end out. If you get me, rotate it right middle-ish. So yeah, drop that front end out, but that means lifting that up. So that needs to go above that hole, and they're just shy of fitting. So if it didn't have the flat bar, that'd come out now. But because the flat bar's stuck there, it don't come out. So what I've had to do is get my extension lead out, plug it in over there. See, white cable coming down. Get my grinder out, hold that in place, and just do a bit of in-place grinding. I've had to take a couple of threads off that while it's been there. And your focus is not going to show you now, but that's a bolt. It's a bolt. That's a bolt where my thumb is. It gets the focus and then it just goes somewhere else with that focus. So yeah, just skimmed a couple of threads off that bolt. Now it's nearly there. I think it's gone through this now, this outer plate, the frame, the foot peg mount. So it should be able to get that to come up. But my first plan is we need to, that back one's undone in it. I've took the Allen head out of that. So we're going to take off this double nut down here next. Take the double nut off. Take the flange off the front. They're normally known as roses, them are cool. Yeah, they're just known as roses, exhaust roses. Just because they look like flowers, don't they? I think that's why they're called roses. Exhaust roses are cooling fins, but they're not really, because everything's a cooling fin. That's a cooling fin. There's loads of cooling fins on bikes. Exhaust roses, or a flange, or a collar, or a finger, but you can get debatable that, because I'd call the collar the bit that's in the inside. You would call that a flange, but the flange would probably be a flat plate that you put on a race bike. That is definitely an exhaust rose. So when you take these two bolts off the studs, the nuts off the studs, I get them wrong all the time. Take the nuts off the studs, whip that out a little tiny bit, wiggle that off, then get down to the bottom pipe, we'll be able to lift that off of the bottom bracket, undo the front studs again. And we should end up with 2 exhaust pipes like that. And that's what I was saying about that long bracket. That long bracket's different, innit? It's a long bracket, that. It's got my name stamped on it, look. I don't know if you can see that. It's got Racing's written in there, that muddy bit in the middle. Oh, it don't like focusing this camera. It's just focusing on floor. When there's clear letter, you see it there, can't you, Racing's? Right, whew. Right, so yeah, so that's a full set of pipes, on one side of a set of pipes. I basically need to braze around all these because they're just tacked on. Some focus it out. Tack. So yeah, I just need to clean all them up, braze round them all. They're done then. There's not much, there's that, oh, and that bracket there, little bracket. Same for the other side, just whip all them off. Get them. Right, well, let's just stick you on a stand. Let's stop talking. Let's pull my kecks up because I had to do a lot of editing on that last video to cover up bum cracks. I'm just holding you at the moment. I'm going to find somewhere for you to live. It's probably just be here on bench. Oh aye. Right, let's get some spanners out. Let's get some spanners out. 10 mil again. I've had a 10 mil out. I'm actually pretty much fasten these to bench these 10 mils. With all these bolts are always 10 mils. So that was in the Benelli basically one of these with extra 2 barrels on it, innit? So they're obviously the same studs, threaded studs, but they are going to be 10 mil. I think I've only ever experienced a few that have got 8 mils on. These are always 6 mm studs, 10 mm heads, 10 mm bolts. Yeah, they tend to be 99% of the time they'll be 10 mils. They're off. He's got old second-hand roses, but he's been to Dave Silver's, brought brand new collars. What are they called? They're called half shells, aren't they? Something like that, I think they're called. Anybody know? Half shells? Shells? They're definitely half. Shells? Don't know why they're shells. They're definitely like half shell bearings, aren't they? Like that. Alright, top part. So that's off there, up front. Just got this donut to take off, which is 2 of me 19s. Or 119 and 1 3/4, because they're near enough same spanners. That's one thing when you're doing all bikes, you get to learn which spanners are the same. Basically, one's slightly skinnier than the other one. He says they're definitely. No, I've got it. I've managed to clip that one off a little bit there. That's that out. See if we can get to that inner one. It's a bit of a turn now. See, I think customer's going to get them. I think I'm going to give him them. I might trade him for his full nut. He might not be full nut, but we'll see what he says. He's taking one over. I don't really want them split nuts anymore. That one's been split in half. I suppose I've got 2 of them now, though, so instead of having 1, I've got 2. I don't think I can find any more in my box. Right, that's off. Why? You could have whipped that bracket. I made that hole in that bracket a little bit bigger than it should be, and you could just literally just pull that out of the way like that while it was still fastened in on head, and it would have stayed there, stuck out. So that's good to know when you come to fit it, because you can just tighten up the front and then slide it into place. That bracket at the back didn't interfere because I've had it on the outside. The one that's left behind's on the inside. I thought about moving them as soon as I'd noticed that I put them in the wrong place and I couldn't get the Allen out. I thought, should I move them? But it just created a mess. I have to cut these tacks off, take it all off, cut the tacks off, put them back on just a little bit further down. Cutting down an Allen key is probably the best solution. Let's just move that off there. That's off. Plonk this down on the floor. Then we're going to get, once we've got all these out, we'll get gas bottles out, do a bit of brazing there, just braze around the brackets, clean up, braze around them. I need to really start doing my reels again, some interesting reels, because I had a load of good ideas for reels, but Facebook won't pay me for them. And I'd set it all up so they would pay me for it, but it just not, they won't be reviewing it, and then they won't flipping do it. And I thought, what's the point in doing it? And like, I've had a couple that have flipping up like 2 million views, 3 million views or something, and never been paid for them because they were still under review. And I just thought, I'll stop doing that, because what if the next video that I put up is the best video I've ever done? I get some million views. You don't get paid, I just wait till the point where they're going to pay me. Even it's not like, I don't know, it could be big numbers, I suppose. Like all these auditors are on alright money, I think. But just enough to cover the flipping doing it. £100 for doing one. It wouldn't cover the 4 hours it takes to do it. It takes a long time to do it. The editing takes a long time, I think. My mate Jan, I think he just does it at night time when he just gets home, does it on his phone when he's like, watching telly or whatever he's doing. He plays kids to bed. But yeah, I find it distracts me when I'm trying to think how to film it. And the only good way, I think about it halfway through a job as well. It's a bit like this YouTube stuff. You get it cancelled halfway through a job, and then it's too bloody late, and I missed all the start of it. So I think the next one I'll do is I'm going to get that sunbeam area, this sandbed pipe. Doesn't want a fishtail or a silencer or anything, it just wants a sandbed pipe, but then like a squashed end on it. It's got a silencer on it, but it's fair simple to do. So a small job from start to finish might be a good way to film it. Like doing this perilla that's there that you can't see. It's been about 4 weeks worth of work, and I just lose track of where I am with videos. Like I do that with these videos, I lose track constantly. But they're easier to pick up, aren't they? I think they don't need, it's me talking, they don't need to follow on. Right, that was like still, so it might be a bit tight. Oh no, it's gone past. Right, tight. So that's out. I'll show you. Back to how she looked about. This one for me. I've been doing this one for me. But I'll tell you something. It's August. I've been doing this since June, July. I've been doing this been here for two months. I made them pipes before I went to Alamon, and that was last week of April. So then these were there when I come back in June. Then I made these in June. Then it's took all of July to put them together. I've obviously been doing that perilla and other jobs and stuff, and he's not pestering me for it really. He's just got married as the guy, so I think he's probably interested in enjoying himself. But he does want it back, so that's why we're just going to try and get it done. So that's another one with a big bracket on it, racing stamps on the back. We need to think about doing a bit of cleaning up, so this edge here is sharp, it's got a big burr on it, not big burr, but it's got a burr. And then this, when I've brazed it, some of this has dropped off the edge, so there's just a couple of lumps of braze on there. I blended this one in, but yeah, I need to go around them with grind and just buff the braze off. I need to go around all this with a wire brush, clean up, muck off it where, really, when you MIG weld it, just leaves a little burn on it, so you just get a burn off it, because it'll mix me in flux, it's just weird, it's a bit rusty. And yeah, then flux it all up, braze it up, just braze these up. I said I'm going to try and not bend these this time, aren't I? Because I think bending them sometimes might egg this a bit more. I'm just going to just try and minimise the egg. Because I've done about 10 sets of these fours now. And every time the egg there, and every time I have to whack them out, every time it adds another day onto the job, just trying to get them to go round. That baffle fit in there, then lovely. Lovely, just dropped into place. Like with that there, I've got an idea I might just, I don't know if you can see my face, I don't know if you can see what I can see. I have to keep thinking about just tacking this here, to join the two together, just a little weld, which could help when I drill it. But basically that just wants to pop out of there like that, so as soon as you hit that with a drill bit, still on it, as soon as you hit there with a drill bit, it's going to fire that out the baffle, so you have to hold it in place, and it's a dodgy job then, because you're holding it and you're drilling it, you're like risk of drilling your fingers, aren't you? So yeah, I might just see if I can tack it to edge, and then grind it back off afterwards, but then that might be messy. I have to grind off more than I want to. So we'll sit down and think, sit down, rethink all that. But yeah, they're off. So we'll stop you there. We'll have a bit of rearrangement around. Check your battery. You're definitely good for memory card because I cleaned you. Your old computer and all your old videos. Waiting for the next month for me to upload them. So yeah, I'm just going to put this down on the floor down there. Have a look at them, clean them up. Like I say, just clean bench off here so I can actually get to it. And I'll be back again in 5 in a bit. Right guys, update. We're back in the shop. These old here, finished, absolutely finished. I just carried on with them. I could have filmed it, but I just carried on with them. Basically, I pretty much finished them off last night when I was going home. I was just going to go home and I was going to leave these little baffle screws till end. I've said on the last video that I thought about welding them on, just tacking them in place, the baffles, to the end of the megas. But instead I just got my little G-clamps out, stuck 2 G-clamps on it, went over to the drilled them all the way through, pulled it all back out again. It leaves a bit of a burr on the inside at Mega, and then it leaves a bit of a bigger burr on inside at Baffle. So then I've got a deburring bit that I have on end of my Dremel. Oh, it's not a Dremel, Makita drill. Makita drill. Just have a deburring bit in there, just been in there, took burr off back of it. I used to do that with an hand file, and a pain, proper pain, and then for a tenner I bought a deburring bit. I only have one, and that's all I use it for. And yeah, I'm ready to put them on bike. I'm going to try and do a reel. Obviously, if you're watching these and you just want to see some little snappy little bits, I don't put many shorts on here, but I probably should do. Plan is to just try and do some like 3-minute-ish videos for Facebook, because they might pay me. Well, I had that Vincent started up over there, that Egley Vincent. It's had 3 million views. If I'd have been paid for that, my God. Yeah, but they won't pay me yet. So they'll pay me now, but yeah, since they've said they'll pay me, the views are just not the same. I'm sure there's something that they do for that. Yeah, so we'll get them down. They look like that. They look very, very nice when they're just sat there like that. You get an impression of what they're going to look like on bike. That's basically how they sit, don't they? These ones flick out a little bit, and then them ones sit on the top of it. Yeah, they're the curvy pipes on the tops. You see little bend on top. So they're bottom megas, top megas. So I'm going to go around there. I'm going to go and put it on backside, I think. Might move that perilla again. Move perilla out of the way. Yeah, you're just getting a view at floor. Move that out of the way. Unlock that, move it out of the way. Just a bit more access. I might set camera up here. You can watch this side. And then I might film me putting them onto the side. Make a reel out of it. The Benelli, it's not got many views, but a few people commented saying they really enjoyed it. Last video, it'll be 20 videos before this one. Me putting them pipes on that Benelli down there, it were an hour's worth of me just going hyperventilating, stressed out my head. Yeah, and that were an alright video apparently. So I don't know, I just film stuff, Ben. Don't think about it, just film it, stick them together, see how they do. That's the plan. I think more and just make many of them, and some of them will fly, some of them won't. I think that's the plan with videos. So yeah, I'll start whipping them down. Should we have a look? We'll have a look at one, eh? I'll try and get one down now. Left hand side, aren't we? We're going to do it left hand side. You got a miles better view of them there, aren't you? So looking good. I now I've said that, I don't want to film it because you see this here, that's still got a sharp edge on that. So just brazed up to it, but it's still got the lip of the bracket where I've cut it off with grinder. That's still sticking up sharp. What I normally do, I just try and do that with grinder and just blend them in. And then there's the tack off the MIG, and there'll be one opposite it. You can see them. So what I try and do then is, because they're more proud than the braze. The braze runs, hold on, side on, fill it like that, like a little curve, like an half pipe if you're skateboarding. My MIG welder piles it on, it's like a heap. So the total different curve there, it's flipping. This up close does not work. But yeah, there's a bump there, they're everywhere. So that's a tack there on end, a tack here where you can see it's proud. Just go around and just blend them in a little tiny bit, buff that edge off, take any sharp edges off because it helps when you coat it. Same with these ends here, these just want taking off with a file. They've got like a little tiny burr on them. And then also just go around and shape them and make sure that the baffle and the mega sit together nicely. But yeah, they're screwed in. So this morning when I came in, I've just pulled all these out, like I said, deburred them with my little deburring tool. Then I've welded these nuts on the back. The little square nuts, so they're like coach bolt nuts then, little square-headed ones. And they just fit in there nicely. You can't really see them, even though these are right on edge. I went to go and have a look at the Benelli because I thought, couldn't even notice them on Benelli. When I put them together, couldn't see a thing. But it's because I've put them in a couple of inches. So you see, it's got the same thing there, square nut, square nut, square nut. Yeah, and they're a little bit, I'm not 100% happy with them. I said rather than be on the back, but to put them on the back, it's a massive job because you're drilling the holes blind. It's just all gets a little bit more harder. It's like twice the job. So yeah, I'll shut up. I'll go and get a tripod out. I'll clean them up first. I'm gonna run round and clean them up, and then before I go home today, they're going on that bike. So I've got an hour or two left. I'm just gonna whip over them all with grinder, double check them all, clean them all up, get them on bike. I'll get camera out. We'll talk through one side, and then I'll film the other side on my phone. I'll be back shortly.